Alright guys, this is my review and unboxing of the CountyLine post hole digger I purchased at Tractor Supply Co. It was $4.99, 500 bucks. And with it, but sold separately of course, I bought 2 augers. Okay, this one here is a 6-inch diameter, and that one was going for $130. And this here is a 12-inch, and this one was going for $165. I'm going to use a 12-inch for planting trees, things like that, and the 6-inch for posts, fence posts and things like that. So anyways, let's do the unboxing and see what comes in this crate. Box. This must be manuals, maybe. Yep. Manuals. It looks like we got some bolts in here, set screws, and everything that connected to the tractor. Good, the pins and all that stuff. Shear bolts. The bolts for the augers, I think, are these here. Good. A nice sized shaft here. This goes on to the PTO. You just pull that in, push it in, and let it go. Nice. And this is the end here with the shear bolt. Shear bolt goes right in that hole right here. I don't know if I can see in the camera. Goes right in that hole right there. Alright. This part here goes to your bottom links. Looks like it's pretty heavy duty. Some decent welds. Nice. This here is the main unit here. We'll get this all connected. Now we got stuff in the box. Alright, this is the main gearbox where everything connects. Yep, and that's the main gearbox right here. Alright guys, this is the unit all completely assembled except for the drive shaft, of course. I'm just letting you know that it does come with bolts for your auger. So when you buy your augers, you don't have to buy bolts. It does come with the bolts. And it comes with a shear pin or shear bolt. And it is a 5/16 by 3 inches long shear bolt. It's a grade 5. Okay. Also, there's a little set screw here that comes with it. I think it's a 1/4 20 set screw by 3/8 long. And that goes at the end of the dry shaft here where it connects to the unit up in here. the shear pin goes in here, the bolt, and that little set screw goes in here. Now that set screw sits, I don't know if you can see down that hole, but you see there's a little V groove in there. Let me see if I can zoom in. See that shaft's got a V groove? That's for that set screw. In the event that that bolt would shear, the drive shaft would stay on. It wouldn't go flying off, okay, because it would get caught in that little V groove. Okay? So it does come with bolts for your auger. You don't have to get more bolts, but of course get extra anyways. Alright guys, I'm ready to hook up the post hole digger. There's one thing that concerned me, and I had to go back to Tractor Supply to look at another one, is where it connects here to the top link. You look at it, you see how loose that is? Now this is my first post hole digger, so I don't know if it's supposed to be this way, but normally, you know, like these lower links are not like that at all. They're fairly tight, okay? But here we got the slop here. I don't know what the reason for it is. I mean, logic tells me that it should be tight like your lower links here. I can't understand why it's so sloppy. If there's a reason for it, you guys give me a comment, you know, leave your comments below. But I don't see a reason for it at all. This should be fairly snug. But I went back there and checked another one, and it was the exact same way. So I can't see them making the mistake twice like that. But we will see. Now to install that, I'm using this engine crane here. It makes it much easier. It's really not that heavy. You could probably do it by yourself if you're really careful, but two guys would be probably much better. Alright, so connecting it is not much different than any other implement. Let me try getting the lower one in first. Alright, where's my clips? Alright, we'll get the other side. Need a little persuasion. There we go. Now the top link. Now on the top link here you have the two different sizes, bigger hole and your smaller hole here, and you can turn it to the one you want, the one you need I should say. There we go. Then put the clip in on the other side. And that should be good to go. Now we're going to hook up the drive shaft, the PTO. Alright. So when you're connecting your PTO on this particular one here, you can see that on camera. You pull this back, it's like a collar. You pull it back, there's little ball bearings in there. They'll fall back and they'll slip right over your collar and you'll hear like a clicking sound. What you do is you get it started, pull that collar back. You hear that? Now we're locked in. Alright. And now we should be ready. Now I just let this thing down. Pretty good. Now I'm not sure what position I'm gonna need, but for now we'll just leave it here until I know. Alright guys, I don't know if you can see that, but these are my lower links. These are your stabilizers. On this stabilizer, it's in a position now in a slot where it's got some play. You can see that. See how that moves back and forth? It gives it a little play, you know. But what I don't want this thing moving around side to side as I'm, you know, digging my post hole. So what I'm going to do, I took the pin out of the bottom. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to put it in a solid hole, so it won't move around that much. Okay. There. And I'm going to do that to both sides so I don't have all that play for this post hole digger swinging side to side that much. Now we're going to put our auger on. I'm going to put the 6-inch one first since it's lighter. Get your bolts ready. There. It looks like I'm going to have to lift it up just a little bit. Anyways, I got one in. And then the other. And then put your lock washers and nut on the other end. And that's a 3/4 inch wrench and socket. And I'm going to have to get an extension for this side. You got two of them. That's good enough. All right, now I'm going to raise this up a little bit. Very, very important. They don't ship this with oil, any oil in the crankcase here, and it's 80 or 90 weight gear oil you have to put in here. So we're going to lift this up, we're going to level it. We're going to take the fill screw off, and this is the overflow, so once it comes out of here, you know you're full. Alright, we're going to do that next. Alright, next thing we're going to do, we're going to take the fill plug off. This is where you put your gear oil in there. And like I said, it's an 80 to 90 weight, it says. Or 80-90. And this here, this by the way was a 5/8. And this is a 3/8. Alright, we'll put this somewhere so it don't fall in the hole. And this is what I'm going to use right here. It's an 80W90 gear oil. I don't know if this is going to be enough, but we will find out. I'm going to put this rag here just to catch what little comes out. And have the cap ready. By the looks of it, but the size of this casing here, it looks like it's going to hold a little more, but I could be wrong. And this was pretty much a full bottle. So, yeah, looks like it's going to need some more. Let me go fill this up and we'll put some more in there. Alright, so far it took a, see what is this, that ounces, 30. This is 1 US quart, so far it took a quart. I have a gallon of this stuff, so I just refilled this. Okay, here's a strange thing. The manual, it says, until the oil comes out of here, about 2 pints, it says. I've already put in a quart, okay? More than a quart, I'm sorry, just over a quart. So I'm going to put a little more in. It should come out of this hole right here. Alright, here we go. I see it now. There, now it's coming out. So now I know we're full. So just for you guys info, it took a quart. And I'm going to say another pint. Almost a quart and a half, actually. Not quite, but almost. So, if you're going to get these, get 2 of them. You'll be alright. Alright. So now we're going to put our cap on. Tighten things up. Alright. And now we're ready to test it out. Another thing I want to add, whenever there's 2 of you working on a hole digger like this, make sure you don't have nobody near this thing, okay? Safety wise, there shouldn't be anybody within 15 feet of this thing, okay? God forbid this were to come off and hit you, you know, you can only imagine what will happen. Or this thing, you know, swing out and hit you, or this come out and hit you. you know, I've seen guys in videos that are trying to hold this thing steady while the guy in the tractor is digging the hole. Don't do that, all right? And that's why I didn't want all that play over there. I want this thing to stay fairly, you know, stiff, not swinging side to side. So you really shouldn't have to have two people to dig a hole with this. All right, so we're gonna go try this thing out, okay? We got some really hard clay at my property here. So those big clumps of clay are you know, sticking together and they're falling back into the hole. But other than that, works pretty good. All right, I just did the 6-inch hole. No, so what I did is I moved the tractor up a little bit, and we're going to change that auger out, and we're going to put the 12-incher in there, and we're going to see how that'll handle this clay. That was definitely heavier than the 6-inch. Now the only thing I'm concerned about is that shear bolt. That bolt's going through the drive shaft here, and it's taking the torque of all this 12 inches here. So, and this is hard clay here. So we will see. Alright, got the new auger in. We're going to put another hole here next to that one, and we'll see how it does. I'm going to have to take it a little easier with this one. Like I said, I don't want to bust that shear bolt. Alright guys, this thing worked flawlessly. It worked really nice. The problem here is the dirt. I have very hard clay. You can see here, this stuff is just nasty, hard clay. Alright, this is just a potter's dream, huh? But, and the problem was that they kept falling back in the hole. In fact, you can see it fell back in there, but I'd have to get the hand post hole digger, the clamshell kind, and probably just pull all that stuff out of there. But other than that, you know, this thing works really nice. That's a lot of torque for a 12-inch auger in this hard clay. I can hear the engine, you know, starting to bog a little bit. But, boy, I'm really surprised that 5/16 shear pin didn't go. So it's amazing the amount of torque that can handle. Just so you know. Alright guys, in conclusion, I'm pretty impressed. And the reason why I'm impressed is the clay. I know my property's got hard clay, and with a 12-inch auger like this, and it went through there like butter. It was coming up in clumps, and of course it's falling back in the hole, but that's not the auger's problem, that's the dirt. So I'll probably have to get one of those clamshell post hole diggers and just pull it out myself, all the extra dirt. Other than that, this is really awesome. I'm pretty happy with it. For 500 bucks plus the expense of the augers, I know they sell a 6, a 9, and a 12-inch. I think that's all they have. Yeah, I don't think they go any bigger than that because of the gearbox, of course. If you want something bigger, then you're going to have to get a bigger unit, of course, and a bigger gearbox. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Very simple to hook up. Works nice. Alright guys, if you like this review, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you.